What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Um, in this one, what we are going to do is we're going to take this same strategy, session breakout, from a video I did a while ago, but I know the audio on it was very bad. But we're going to redo this same strategy, but with unmanaged orders. So I'll kind of walk through it and give you guys a code in here, and also kind of explain how unmanaged orders really work and how to use them. So, first thing we're going to do is let's open up Ninjascript editor. In this case, using Visual Studio. I'm going to go to strategies. If you have the code from the original strategy, that'll definitely help, but if not, it's fine. I'll still be going over everything. But actually, we need to go to the Ninjascript editor, strategies, new strategy. Let's do YouTube. What was it called? Session range breakouts. Unmanaged. And the only difference between this strategy and the other one that we had is that this one we are also going to add a auto break even, setting. So we've got that. Let's go back to here and open unmanaged. So to start, well, just in case you guys don't have it, I'll kind of just type it in and then start to show the differences. So copy it over, I mean. So first we're going to do private date time, current time, double range high and range low. So these, the range highs and the range lows, is basically the strategy saving the highest and lowest price in a set of time. So you could do like agent session, and it'll save the highs and the lows, and then we're trading once it breaks out. Then day of week, current day. Now we'll do, let's do TP equals fit. Yeah, we'll do TP. Actually, no, that's just gonna give us, that's just gonna be annoying for now. We'll come back to these. Now let's go to on bar update. So if current bar is less than bars required to trade, then we return. Also, one thing that I've noticed, that now that I'm trading live, is that if you have, like, say you're running the strategy on I have a couple that are on like a 60-minute bar, so basically 1 hour candlesticks, and the bars required to trade is 20. Then you're waiting 20 hours just before you enter the same trade, which is completely unnecessary. So I had to go through and change all of those back to 1 just so they can start trading as soon as I enable them. So I'm gonna, on default, just set that to 1, and then we're gonna come back to this also. So next, we're just getting the current time should just be the same as that. So I get time per bar. Yeah, that's the same as current time. Then we are creating our session start times, which the reason we have to do this is to be able to compare it to our current time. We need to make sure the days and the year, day, month, and year are the same as the current day. Because if not, if the day and the month and the year aren't the same, then we can't compare the hours and the minutes. So actually, before we can do that, we need to get our inputs. So the properties, I'm just going to copy this whole thing and then paste it down here. So if you need to copy it, just copy this down real quick. This is just how many contracts we enter with, our TP and ticks, stop loss and ticks, our session start time, session end time, trailing SL. We're not going to use that anymore, so you can delete that. And then also delete this. So in the last video, because we were using managed orders, with managed orders, they do not let you, let me open a chart real quick. For Ninjascript with managed orders, they do not let you have buy orders and sell orders open at the same time. What is that? So that's why for our other for the previous one, we had the direction so that you just put up two strategies and then have one be going long and one be going short, which was kind of just a quick workaround to get around that rule. But now that we're doing unmanaged, now we can set a buy order and a sell order both at the same time. So yeah, we'll delete that also. So now that we have those, let's come back up to set defaults and do TP and ticks equals 100, stop loss and ticks equals 50. Then we need, we'll just copy these. So we have our session start 3 a.m., session ends. Change it to 2 and 8, because I think I'm a different time zone than when I made that. Then, so we got all that. So now we need to create our session begin time so that it's the same date as our current time, so we can compare them correctly. So I'll just copy this row. As you can see, we take the current time of the year, month, and day, and we take the session time, hour, minute, and then just the 0th second. And then we do the same for session end time, except now over here we take the session end minutes and the session end hour. Next thing we do is we want next thing we do is we start calculating our range. So if the current time equals the session begin time, so basically this is only going to be called on the first bar that the session is open, or that our session starts. Then we just get the range high, or we save that as the close of the last candle, and the range low is the close, also the close of the last candle. So this is just so that we are resetting our range for every new session that we get, if that makes sense. So now we start calculating our range. Alright, sorry about that. So next thing we do is, if we are inside of our range that we want to find the highs and lows for, right? So if we're inside that, and current time is less than or equal to session end time, and session begin time is less than session end time. Then we start saving the highs and the lows, or the range high and the range low. So that's what this does. Then if we are at the end of our session, then we basically, all this does is sets our orders. So basically on the last candle of the session, this will be called. And then we set our orders. So in theory, this is all we would need, but because Ninjascript doesn't let you have a long and a short order open at the same time, this doesn't work. So that's why we need to use unmanaged orders. So here is when we start kind of going over the unmanaged orders. So here is what Ninjascript, the documentation, has on it. You just search unmanaged, kind of shows you what's going on. But first thing we need to do is this in the defaults. So to let it know we're going to use unmanaged orders, we're going to come up to the defaults. We're going to do is unmanaged equals true. So now, because this is true, these won't even work. If we try to run the strategy, this won't even work because this is a managed order. But now that we're telling it we only want to use unmanaged, it won't work. So next thing we want to do is, at least anytime I'm using unmanaged, I want to remove order overfill, which is also ignore overfill equals true, which is also just another safety thing that Ninjascript has, where basically it's so that, like, if you have, say you have, you buy here, TP here, stop loss here, but then you buy, but then you want to put a sell limit, maybe here, stop loss here, and something there. Ninjascript won't let you do this because, like, these will mess up, like, your trades basically will, they'll act differently when you have two positions open. Kind of, if you know what I mean, then you'll know. But once you see it, then you understand it. But it's just another safety thing they have. So anytime I'm using unmanaged, I do ignore overfill. So next thing is here it explains how it's done. So in unmanaged, the only way you submit an order is by doing submit order unmanaged, and then you tell it all of the specifications that you want. So we can copy this and kind of go based off that. So right, we have our TP, stop loss, enter long, enter short. So for now, we're just going to ignore these. We'll come back and do those separately, and then we'll comment these out. So first thing we want to do is set up our enter short or enter long. So first thing we need to do is come up here and create our order ID. So that's going to be private order. We're going to do by order. And we're also going to need a sell order later. So we'll do both of those. Then, so as you can see here, this is the order name for this order. So we're going to do by order equals submit order unmanaged. Then selected bars in progress 0, because we want it to go on whatever bars, whatever time or whatever type of bars you put the strategy on. Then we want at least a fourth one, because for this strategy we want the one cancels the other order, so that if this buy order is filled, we automatically cancel the short. So we need at least this one. So order action, we're going to do order action dot. These are our 4 options. In this case, it's just buy. Order type dot. These are our options. This is where you need to make sure that you're putting in the right parameters. So for a buy in this strategy, this is going to be above the current price, so it's going to be a buy stop. And we're going to do a stop market. Next is quantity. We do contract quantity. Next is limit price, which for this strategy is range high. Stop price. Since we're not actually, wait, go back. Our limit price, you can see here it says limit price, order limit price, use 0 should this parameter be irrelevant for the order type. So we're not using the limit price at all. So for here, we just put in 0. We're using our stop price, which then is range high. And then our OCO, we're going to do OCO string. So that will submit our order. Now we need to do string OCO string, and then let me find we need it's always a pain in the butt to try and find it. What strategy has it? Here it is. That's all we need, so let's copy this. And then we can come back to here and set that there. So all this does is every time it's called, it generates just a random string, so that we aren't reusing the same one just in case something happens. So now we're going to do the exact same thing for our sell order. So we order our managed 0 order action dot sell order type dot stop market contract quantity 0 range low OCO string, and there we go. So now up to here, now what we have is as soon as the session time ends, we set a buy stop order and a sell stop order, and then once one is filled, the other is canceled. So far, unmanaged is pretty easy, but now we get to the little more complicated parts where we need to do basically order management and stop loss and TPs. So to do that, yeah, it doesn't have a great example in here. It'll be okay. Let me. Okay. So what we need for this strategy is on order update. So I'm just going to copy this entire thing from my other strategies, and paste it, and then we'll edit it as we need. So first thing we need, which here they do not tell you, but for unmanaged, basically there's something, I don't remember exactly, but I read about it, where if you are in a position and your strategy gets messed up or something, that somehow it can lose the order. And so when going from backtesting, so from historical to real-time data, it'll lose an order. So if you're in a position, or not really in one, but it thinks you're in one, it's simulating one, then it will lose the order, and then your strategy will just that order will never close by the strategy. You have to manually close it and then turn on your strategy once it's closed. So here, I'll explain it a little better. But it's like if you have your chart, right, and say you load up the strategy, and if you would have had the strategy running, at 1150 here, it would have bought here, and it would have, TP's up here, stop loss is up here. So if you would have had it running at 1150, you'd still be in a strategy or in a position. But so if you're doing that with a unmanaged order approach and you turn it on, if you turn the strategy on right now, it's going to show that you bought here, but the strategy, because you didn't do order management, will lose that order, and so it won't set the TP or the stop loss. So that strategy will think that it's stuck in a position from here for forever. You'd have to disable a strategy and enable it back when it would have closed. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's what this section is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to edit this, which is nice and easy because we named it very similar. So what this is doing is, if our buy order is not null, so as soon as we do this, our buy order is no longer null. So if it's not null and buy order is a backtest order and we're in real-time state, then we get the real-time order. And exact same thing for the sell order. Now we do, if our order is ever canceled, then we do order rejected. We set both our orders to null. And then let's also add something, if sell order is not null, then let's cancel order sell order. Also, if buy order is not null, we cancel order buy order. So this is just making sure if we then we need to do this below. So this is just making sure if our sell order, is rejected, but not our buy order, that we also cancel both of them because they're working together in this strategy. So next thing we're doing is setting our TPs and stop losses in the on order update. So basically, once our order is filled, that's when we set this TP and stop loss. So here, if buy order is not null and the current order that caused the update is the buy order, then we check if it's canceled and we're not in any positions, then we do buy stop order canceled and set the buy order back to null. Then we check if the order is filled, right? If our buy order is filled, then we want to set our TP stop loss, set our buy order to null, and then we print this. So for this, actually, all we need to do is click the little edits. So what this does is it takes our buy order average price, TP and ticks, we multiply it by the tick size. So if it's, YM, I think tick size is 0.25. So TP and ticks, right? Might have to come back to that. Yeah, we'll have to double check this. I'm not sure if that's right. But then same thing for the stop loss. Then to set our stop loss and TP, we submit another unmanaged order. So one of the most, for me at least, confusing parts about unmanaged is if we buy here, you need to set, basically consider it completely random orders, TP and stop loss here. So if price is here, our TP is always going to be, for a buy, our TP is always going to be a sell limit. And then if it's stop loss, is always going to be a stop order. But then for a sell, it's the opposite. We have a buy limit, and then we have a buy stop. So we need to specify that in all of our orders. So here, I've already done that. So this one is our TP. It's a order action sell, order type limit. We're going to use the exact same quantity as the buy orders quantity. Then we put in the price, which we calculated here. Then our stop price is 0 because we're not using that. Now we need another OCO string. So we'll just copy this again and paste it here. OCO string 1. Why did my mouse just go like that? Oh, there. So OCO and then we name it Now our stop loss, exact same. It's another sell, but this one is a stop market. Same quantity, sell stop, OCO string, and name it SL. Then, once we set our TP and stop loss, we no longer need our buy order. We're not going to do anything with it, so we can set it to null. Then, basically the exact same, but reversed for sells. So I'll just do that real quick. And we're going to copy this, paste, and name it. Match that one. And there we go. So this should now work exactly like the other strategy did, but using unmanaged orders now. So let's load it up and make sure it works. So let's open it up. Add it. Yep. Let's apply it. Gotta enable it. Enabled, apply, and okay. I can already tell we got something not working. Let's open up Ninjascript output. And then that's alright. Okay, so we got something that ignored our order. But this can't be right because I mean obviously this would have hit stop loss first. Let's change to 15 minute second. Okay, so at least we are taking buys and sells. That's good to see compared to the last strategy. Wasn't able to do that. Where the frick? Load up 25. Okay, yeah, but clearly our stop losses are not working. So let's see why that is. Okay. So one reason why strategies ignore an order a lot is if the price is too close to the current price, especially when there's high volatility. So let's bump that up and see if that does anything. we still ignored something, but at least we do have stop loss orders now. This should have hit stop loss. TP. This buy hit stop loss. Actually, now it looks like now it's working, but that first one was weird. Buy there, stop loss. What could that be? Not really sure, to be honest. But there we go. That is a working strategy using unmanaged orders for a range breakout. Yeah, everything looks good. That was weird at the beginning, though. I'm guessing it might have just been because, yeah, maybe news wicked the entry and then the stop loss couldn't get placed. Not really sure, but that's weird. But yeah, there you guys go. This video is already pretty long, so in part 2, I will do an auto break even. So say, once we're halfway to TP, we'll go break even, and that'll be pretty simple. But it'll also show you how you can modify orders in the unmanaged approach. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, found it valuable. If you have any questions, or if anyone's able to figure out why on that first time it was not hitting stop losses, then let me know, because that was pretty weird. It definitely should be. Yeah, this should be hitting stop loss. But in the next video, we're going to be updating the stop loss anyway, so we'll double check why it's not working and how we can fix it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found value, like and subscribe, and take care. Peace.